It's dinner time and I'm showing you a Dutch oven chicken recipe, but it is done a little differently. I purchased a fun new chicken roasting little gadget. So I really wanted to give it a try. I actually had an all in one Dutch oven essentially with the flue in the middle and it broke. And so when I saw this contraption for just a couple of dollars, I grabbed it and thought I could just put it in my Dutch oven. It's fine. I don't need a whole actual roaster dedicated to it. So we've got a whole roasting chicken, just washed, patted dry, sitting, air drying a little bit more, waiting for me. And I'm chopping up some potatoes, the last of the potatoes from my neighbor. He was so generous on giving me all of the purple, well, not all, but giving me all of these purple, red, and gold potatoes that he grew in his garden. They are so delicious. So I'm adding those to the bottom of the Dutch oven. I, of course, washed them and checked them over to make sure that there weren't any bad spots on them. That's the gadget that I'm talking about, and I kind of realized, oh, I should probably put that in first so I can put everything on top of it. So I've got it nestled in, and if I wanted to, you could put a like maybe a beer can or something under there to cook and infuse your roasting chicken. I've never done that. Let me know down in the comments if you've used a can of beer to roast a chicken. I've never done it before, but I am curious about it. Of course, I have to have onions. Now, this I don't mind doing. I can just quickly do some half moon slivers for onions all day, every day. It's the dicing of the onions that sometimes can really get to me. And I decided because it was a pretty large onion that I was just going to use half of it since it was just me and my husband that would eat the onions for dinner that night. So I didn't use a whole onion. And then I'm going to use a whole entire thing of garlic because I have so much of it right now. I'm going to roast it along with everything else. My husband's absolute favorite is roasted garlic cloves. So I'm just going to put the whole thing down in there. Now, the seasonings that I'm using for my potatoes are my infused sea salt. I have rosemary that I tucked away in that salt probably a year or year and a half ago. It smells amazing, tastes wonderful. You just have to remember to, use it generously because it is salt. And then thyme. I think thyme pairs so well with potatoes and chicken. And then I don't know if it showed, but I did drizzle olive oil around the potatoes and the garlic and stuff, of course. And I'm drizzling, it's actually avocado oil, so correction on that. And I'm going to use the same exact seasonings on my chicken, except I will use a few additional. And I'm just going to sprinkle all of this over the top here of the chicken. And I actually didn't realize my goof up until a little bit later, but you know what? It doesn't matter. As long as it tastes good, it doesn't matter how it looks, but you'll see here in just a minute how I goofed up. But I absolutely love having a roasted chicken for Sunday dinner. I don't know what it is about me feeling an attachment to roast chicken on Sundays. It's not like it was something that I, only had on Sundays growing up. And it doesn't even take that long. I mean, you certainly couldn't come in after work at 5 o'clock and have a roasted chicken if you wanted to eat before 8 o'clock, anyhow. But yeah, it just seems like a wholesome Sunday meal for me. So I also sprinkled some onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. I use paprika all the time on my chicken. It just gives it really great color. My daughter's in the kitchen with me right now, so we're talking. And here I'm about to realize I don't want to turn it over and get all the seasonings on my paper towels, so I'm going to have to just plop it onto the little contraption and season it the very best way that I possibly can. Okay, it nestled in there quite nicely. And now I'm realizing, this will be interesting. I always try my best to keep one hand clean while I'm cooking with raw meat especially. But I did go ahead and wash my hands because I realized I'm right-handed and I needed to use that for my seasonings. So I'm just going to do my best even though it's sprinkling all over the potatoes and everything under. But then I just thought to myself, that's just more flavoring anyhow. And I have my oven preheated to 350. I put my rack on the lowest, just the lowest setting in my oven because it's rather tall and I don't want it close to the burners. So, I'm laughing at myself again. It's making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. And it's okay. It tasted good. It's all right. So I just whipped up a couple different sides with my roast chicken tonight. It was a very busy weekend, and really the only thing I wanted to put time and attention into was the chicken, and it looks fantastic. But let me tell you how juicy this chicken was. It's just, I love using that contraption, and I'm going to keep using it from now on. It looks amazing. I just wanted to make sure that the temperature of my chicken, of course, was good, and it was spot on. So I took it out and checked it at the right time. I am on the side, I'm cooking some collard greens and some of my home canned carrots. Those, I put a little tab of butter into the pot. I drain my carrots. I'll then put the carrots in the pot with the butter and I put them on low and just let them slowly come up to temperature. Carrots are already pretty soft after they've been canned, so you just kind of want to heat them through and make sure you're eating hot food. So this dinner turned out absolutely amazing, and I really do hope that you give it a try. Let me know how you cook your roast chicken, and the next time I'm in this kitchen, I hope you'll join me for some inspiration. Gather your family around the dinner table and let's start eating at home again. I'll see you next time.